Hey everyone, welcome back. You ready to dive deep into the Egyptian market this week?
Absolutely. Should be a good one.
We've got a lot to cover. February 2025 is shaping up to be pretty interesting for Egyptian traders and investors.
Yeah, lots going on both locally and around the world that are impacting things.
Exactly. So many global trends, right? But first, let's get into it. Let's start with the ticks and picks analysis. That they always have great insights into those the market movements and those economic updates and hot stocks in Egypt, all that.
Yeah, for sure. Some pretty major developments in there this week. Like over in the US, the Federal Reserve held interest rates steady, but there's more to that story.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, Jerome Powell, he's the Fed chair, made some comments that kind of spooked investors globally.
Oh no, what'd he say?
Well, he basically said no rate cuts are happening anytime soon. And that has investors, even here in Egypt, looking for safer places to park their money.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, okay, if rates aren't going down, then where's the best place to put my money to make sure it at least keeps up with inflation, you know?
Exactly. So people get nervous and start looking for, those safe havens.
Hmm. So where are people putting their money when they're feeling a little unsure? Let's talk gold. I bet that's going up, right?
You got it. Gold is shining right now. The global uncertainty is actually good news for gold prices here in Egypt. Globally, gold is trading between $2,770 and $2,740 an ounce.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, it is. And here in Egypt, it's between 4,410 and 4,460 Egyptian pounds per gram.
Okay, so gold is definitely a hot commodity right now,
Definitely something to keep an eye on.
for sure. Hey, speaking of global trends impacting Egypt, there's that whole AI disruption happening right now. It's huge.
It really is. Things are changing fast.
China's DeepSeek AI is making waves. You heard about that?
Oh, yeah, I've been reading about that. Apparently, it's supposed to be twice as powerful as ChatGPT.
Seriously.
Wow. Yeah, it's impacting U.S. tech stocks big time. And that has me thinking, how might this indirectly affect Egyptian investors?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to say for sure right now, but it's definitely worth considering.
Definitely something to watch closely.
Okay, so we've talked about some global trends, and now let's shift gears and zoom in on Egypt specifically. Some good news here, you guys. Egypt's external debt dropped by $3 billion.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a really positive sign.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's got to be good for the overall economic picture, right?
Absolutely. It shows stability and, good financial management. And if you combine that with the fact that remittances surged by, what was it, 47.1%?
It was up to $26.3 billion last year.
Yeah, it paints a pretty positive picture for Egypt's economy.
Absolutely. It does. Okay, let's move on to the stock market. Things have been pretty interesting there as well. The EGX 30 and the EGX 70 had their rebalancing this month.
Yep. Always an interesting time for investors.
Right. Some key stocks were added and removed from these indexes, which can be a good indicator of, which companies are doing well and maybe worth taking a closer look at.
Exactly. It gives you some insight into market sentiment.
For sure. Now, there's also some exciting IPO news. Alatal Holding is planning to list 28% of its shares in Q3 of this year.
Yep. Later this year could be a great opportunity for investors looking to get in on the ground floor.
Yeah, that long-term growth potential is always enticing. Yeah. Okay, now on the flip side, we had Steel delisting. That was a bit of a surprise.
It was, but it might not be a bad thing. Delisting frees up a ton of liquidity. I think it was something like 20 billion Egyptian pounds.
Wow, 20 billion. That's a lot of money. What do you think they'll do with it?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but it'll be interesting to see how Steel utilizes those funds.
Agreed. And then, of course, we have South Valley Cement. Their stock jumped like, what, 37%?
Yep, 37%. It's been a great run for them.
Yeah, and I think that's largely due to their efforts to attract investment. They've been really proactive.
Absolutely. Shows that they're thinking about the future, and that always attracts investors.
It does. Okay, let's do a quick snapshot of the stock market this week. The EGX 30 closed at 30,010.
Right near that resistance level.
So what does that tell us? Is it going up or down?
Well, hitting resistance could mean that investors are a little hesitant to push it higher right now. Could be some volatility in the near future.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens next.
Exactly.
Okay. And the EGX 70, it hit a record high of 8,651.
Yeah, that's a great sign. A new record high suggests a lot of optimism in the market.
I love it.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there's a lot happening in the Egyptian market right now. We've covered the highlights, but now it's your turn to really dig in. Do your research. Think about what opportunities align with your investment goals.
Exactly. There's something for everyone out there.
And remember, you can always stay updated on all the latest market news and analysis with Ticks and Picks. They're a great resource for investors like you.
Absolutely. Definitely recommend checking them out.
All right, that's it for our deep dive this week. Until next time, happy investing.
See you next time.